Dang, how you already here before I even hit publish, young J Swag? What the hell? How does that happen? Somebody has to let me know what's going on. I didn't even hit publish. Suppose I would have been like, you know what? I'm gonna discard this. How you already in here? This dude has like ESP or something like that. Young Jay, we bow down to you. How the hell you up in a I don't understand that. LSU for president. Pause top billet. What you talking about? Slaughter. Sheesh. Burrow for Heisman. Duh. Sucking the soul out of Alabama. Pause. Pause. You're right. Go LSU and for the SEC title this year. Refs are, we're doing refs. Bama defense looks bad. Bama's defense looks horrifically bad. See, man. Man, come on. He said, Splendor. I didn't say I was doing it. They're able to do what they do to each other. It's all good. I did not say it. You can't pause something. I didn't say it. I didn't say I was doing it. Y'all taking pause too far. The end of Alabama Dynasty. I don't know, man. I don't know how you can recover from something. If this keeps going the way it is, man, to me, Alabama looks like an extremely flawed team despite having a lot of talent on it, right? You would say a lot of that talent will cultivate, but this is probably – are you going to find another quarterback like this? Let's be honest right here. You're going to be able to find another quarterback like this. The philosophy, right, has completely softened this team up. You took a Nick Saban Dynasty defense and handed it over with a really soft offense based off receivers and everything like that. You know what's funny? Jeremy Pruitt, right? I remember before the Alabama game, he said something I thought was very poignant. He was like, he said something to the effect of Alabama has not won a national championship with this type of style. And I was like, man, that's hard because it was getting on Pruitt because, you know what I'm saying, Pruitt is not necessarily going to that type of style with Jim Chaney. It's a blended style or whatever like that, but it's not so finesse, right? So Jeremy Pruitt understands what it takes to win a national championship at Alabama, what they did win a national championship with. And you have to say, man, going finesse, I'm not so sure what this does. Like, yeah, you're going to take off and beat up on a lot of these teams on your schedule. That's because most of these teams on Alabama's schedule is trash dookie. So we saw last year when they got against some guys who can compete physically, right? Meaning you're not going to just out physical them or you're not better. You're going to out athlete them, right? So guys who are just as good at athletes as you, can you take off on that, right? I don't know. This is tough on me, man. It's just a real it's just crazy how football happens like that, man. It's like you go a certain way, right? You're the pillars of a certain movement. Everybody's trying to be like you, but then you kind of jump a trend yourself and try to be like Oklahoma or like all these teams. And these teams have not won national championships. You beat them. You beat a lot of these guys that you're trying to pattern your style after. And what did that do for your program? So obviously it's just halftime. I always say, let's take a step back. You never know just how shit happened this way in the first half. It can happen a different way in the second half. Lester Hester, y'all LSU fans said Stingley never gets beat though. Other than that, great job in the first half. Oh, come on. It's not over though. It's not over by any stretch of the imagination. These are still two explosive teams. But I still see the flaws in certain like that. But like both offensive lines are suspect. Joe Burrow running for his life. But guess what? Making Joe Burrow run for his life does what? That's what I told you. They went into a dime package, right, where they have Markel Benton over the A gap, and they blitzed like three. Or they rushed three and then dropped and then kind of had a spy or whatever like that. If it's not open, Burrow's going to take off. That's the way to do it. You keep blitzing Joe Burrow, he's going to innately find running lanes. He's just good like that. Don't say with this shit with the sneaky athletic and all that. He's just athletic. I done told y'all this for the better part of a year and something changed right now. The guy is just athletic. I see no reason why you think that you can just blitz a guy like this and get out of your gap lanes and stuff like that and think he won't hurt you. I don't understand. Too many athletes on the field. There's too much space on the field. He's going to continue to hurt you that way, right? But being able to get that organic pressure, like I said, I didn't think they would have anything to really offer against Anthony Jennings and Terrell Lewis, and we see that boding to be the truth. However, man, you got to be able to stay in them rush lanes. I think you need a different way of defending this, right? They did take away the hands. They did play hands on man, right? They're taking away some of that stuff right there, and they're forcing them to do some different things. And you can see that how it started a little slower for LSU right there. But Bama shot itself in the foot. Joe Burrow threw a pick, and they had 12 men on the field. You had goofy penalties and everything like that. Tua with dropping the ball, just running and everything like that. So this game probably should be a lot worse than what it is right now, or a lot closer than what it is right now. But that's football for you, right? But if it continues to go this way, I see no way, in no uncertain terms, should Alabama be in the college football playoff. If they get smoked out like this, I'm sorry. You didn't play the schedule didn't help you out, right? It's a one-game schedule. You need to beat LSU, and they better do that in the second half. Those hits adding up on 2-2. Man, how you get up in there before I hit click, though, man? I'm scared about that. That's like, you know what I'm saying, the Russians are spying on us or something. If LSU doesn't get conservative on offense, LSU should be fine. Bama season over if they lose. I agree. It should be over. They should not. I don't care if people leave. You need a Juggler Joe t-shirt. I don't know. LSU people don't never support. So, obviously I would have went with that when I thought about that at the end of the beginning of this year. It's Tua covered by Affleck. We suck. No playoffs this year, says OG. Cue up Nick Saban on ESPN begging for a bid. Please don't not give them a bid if they get smoked out with the only game that they should win. Come on. One game doesn't stop a dynasty. It's not one game. So this is your two best teams that you've played in the last however many games was Clemson and LSU. Look how both of these games, if this game continues to go like that, it's looking very much like the Clemson game, right? That's what stops a dynasty. People then be like, the aura of invincibility is gone, right? This is what you don't understand about football. People were scared to play Bama. Clemson took that away, right? Bama had never lost before in that fashion. When they would lose, it'd always be by a field goal or something like that, 7 points or something like that. They were blown out. They get blown out again by the next best team that they face. Duke, I told you, don't talk to me about beating up Duke and all these teams like that. That shit don't prepare you for LSU, right? And even if you saw Georgia with Georgia's defense is better than LSU's defense, and Alabama is struggling with LSU's defense, in my opinion, right? It's just the level of so these people are no longer afraid of you. It's like when Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas. People say that, oh shit, he's human like us. He can get his brain rattled and be on autonomous driver and looking for his mouthpiece and can't find it, and Mills Lane got to help him up. Like, that's what happened. That's what sports is about. The aura of invincibility would be gone. Make the shirts. I don't know, man. They don't support. I don't know. LSU is not a good thing for support. That's just it. I just don't think they support like that. So it's not, you know what I'm saying? Is it worth my time? After watching LSU versus Texas, I doubted them at this game, but they have handled business. Best season to season turnaround for LSU ever. Season to season turnaround. Well, how many games they won last year? It's a dope ass turnaround on offense, but the converse of that is the defense is still a little, but man, how many games did they win last? Did they win like 10 games last year? The season's not over. Neither is this game. Let's relax. Thing about SEC football though, it can flip at halftime and go the other way. That's the thing about football, not SEC football. Y'all got to stop with this regional bias shit. That shit happens everywhere. Football is football. Alabama doesn't have the resume that warrants a playoff spot. If they get a bid, I'll be surprised. I don't think so either. The best win, if they can't beat LSU, the next best win would have to be Auburn. Auburn done lost too many times for it to be that clout. LSU Tiger says this game over. Ron G said, I told you I got you, Murph. That's one person. Do I need to sit around and make designs and all this and spend time? That's just to take. I had to make the design and all this and that. That takes a long time for one person to support. Philly Flyer on just like you. Love it, man. Alabama game does specifically. Murph, LSU fan here that supports too. All right, that's two people who will buy a Juggler Joe shirt. All right, we'll get a paraphernalia and memorabilia a little bit later. Let's talk about the game. This is hard, right? So tell me some of the matchups, right? So what I tell you about Turnstile Deckless and Sadiq Charles, they can't compete. But man, any one of these dudes out there can stop Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson on Alabama's. You got to give props to that as well, right? Can any of those dudes stop Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson? Chase versus Diggs. Diggs struggling. Diggs on Chase. He's struggling. That catch by Moss was cold. It got called they called it a catch. Bama is flustered. They called him in. I can't lie. I had to go do something real quick. Damn, that was hard. Diggs is looking like a wide receiver playing cornerback. He definitely does. That's what I'm saying. Like that, you get your rocks off right on against subpar competition, and we just don't know. It's a big difference. I'm like, all right, man, I get to beat up on Vanderbilt receiver or Tennessee's receiver or something like that. Then I go against Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or something like that. Then you're going against the elite of the elite. It's a big difference. I don't know why people don't understand competition or don't want to factor in competition. That's how a lot of these teams end up getting left behind. Where has Ruggs been? I don't know. Where's Ruggs been the last few games? If you really look at it, I'm not sure what's going on with that. LSU defensive coordinator screwed Stingley. Chase and Jefferson are different. What does that mean? They're different than what? I'm pretty sure we've seen Jerry Jeudy's on this field. He's busting everybody. We've seen Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith. What are we talking about? Why do people do that? Well, what does that mean? It's like somebody caught some saying or something like that, and they just got to apply it to everything. Those guys are great, but they're across from some other great receivers too. I'm confused by that. Corey Darko is strange as shit. Kerry Vincent playing decent. Kerry Vincent got muscle relaxed on a route transition. What we talking about here? Kerry Vincent has shown up and done some things, but I don't know about that. There are 6 amazing receivers in this game. 6. Shit, it should be 7, right? Terrace Marshall. What do you think Alabama needs to do to get it together? I don't think they have it, man. I just think it's just a dearth of talent. Some of these guys out there, just because they're out there, they're not Mark Barron. You know what I'm saying? Or they're not some of these guys that we're used to seeing in these uniforms, right? They may be hyped or whatever like that, but are they there? But they're, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. He's holding up better than I expected. It's 1/2, bro, and he's getting smoked out. His assignment is Jerry Jeudy. You can clearly see that Jerry Judy's been played in the slot. So all of that Jerry Jeudy work is coming on Kerry Vincent, or then sometimes it gets to come on Jacoby Stevens, depending on the coverage. Depth looks to be an issue for BAMA. It is. And you know what happened? That 2018 class, that was a bad class for them. Bad class. It was like the 5th ranked class. And then some of these guys aren't panning out that they thought would pan out as well. Somebody about to hang 50 on Bama. Shit, what did Clemson score on Bama? What are we talking about here? Stars matter in recruiting. I'm confused, Captain Obvious. What does that mean, stars matter in recruiting? Alabama has all kinds of great stars in their recruiting. Tashawn Whitehead. It could be anybody this year. Go Dogs. All right, for sure. Juggler Joe can run, Tua can't. But I still think it goes beyond that. Juggler Joe is a great runner. I don't know. He's a great runner. Like, people look at him and he's white and everything like that, and so they assume something. He has a great feel of running. Urban Meyer's not recruiting somebody who can't run. That's what he does. That's what this is. Urban Meyer. This was Urban Meyer's guy. If you can run, Braxton Miller, JT Barrett, all these guys are great runners. He looked at him and was like, all right, I identify him for my offense. That's what he does, right? This is what Dan Mullen does as well. So you see Dan Mullen playing with Kyle Trask, right? These guys recruit that type of player. He's a great athlete. And he's very decisive. Moss's catch was an amazing catch. Joe is a 4.7, 4.8 guy. What does that got to do with anything? Running is running. You don't have to be fast to be a decisive runner and to be able to take off. And he has great pocket field and everything. He can find the slightest of lanes and he's taking off. Some of these guys are hesitant to run, and he's running with power. Like, he's not trying to go down and slide. He's going to try to run. Like, come on, y'all killing me with that. Tua looks kind of comfortable so far. Looks kind of comfortable. I don't understand what that means. Footwork too. Like you always say, Murph, styles make fights. Styles make fights, man. This looking to be a bad matchup for Alabama, but we still have another half to go. Bama's defense is super soft. Welcome to 2019 season. We already knew that about Alabama's defense. Tua is a bust. He has like 31 touchdowns and like 3 interceptions. How is he a bust? I'm confused by that. I think we throw out the bust label a little bit too much these days. Like, how is he a bust though? Explain that to me. Roberto Hardy, what up? Oh, you got the shirts? Oh, my man. You like them, bro? Moonshine in the house. LSU fan here. Only been a sub for a couple of days, but you have earned a fan. Thanks for what you do. Shouts, man. Thank you for the super chat. UGA is a better matchup for LSU than Bama. Styles make fights. That's when people were saying, oh, LSU will see Auburn and this and that to be the best defense. No, LSU in Georgia, that's a totally different game in itself, right? So you would say that, all right, Georgia's offense maybe can't compete, but suppose Georgia's defense is more like Auburn's, but with even better athletes across the board. And the way that works, right? So then can Georgia conversely stop the run while stopping the pass? That could end up being a much tighter or closer game, despite the fact that people probably don't think as much of Georgia as it does Alabama. That's the game that, you know what I'm saying, people should be. You talk about a classic boxer versus puncher, right? Boxer versus, that's just like a boxer. With this Alabama LSU game, it's the same. It's like puncher versus puncher. Or no, it's more like boxer versus boxer. If you know what I'm saying, boxer is a guy that'll use his jab, he uses fundamentals and everything like that, right? Kind of more finesse, whatever. And a puncher is a guy who would knock you out. But with LSU, you would consider them kind of a boxer, but then you would consider Georgia a puncher. It's a clash of styles. This is not a clash of styles. These are two teams that do the same exact shit, and who can do it better. And this game is at Alabama. If this game was on a neutral field or even in LSU, getting bullied, Murph. That is true. Mike Tyson, I said before, Mike Tyson got knocked out. Nobody was afraid of him anymore. The middle mistakes are killing Bama. I agree. This is not over, though. Catherine Wilson McCoy. I knew Bama's secondary was suspect, but sheesh. Hey. And it's not even the fact that it's suspect or whatever like that. These are just some great players. Wait, hold on. What did I just see? Do you think Burrow is going before Tua now? Draft-wise? I don't know, man. We got to let the draft process play out. If it were me, who would I choose first? I don't know. I feel like having more in the tank with Joe Burrow's leg. His legs been able to run like, and his toughness. What are we doing? Why are you clapping about that? Oh, snap. What happened to the thumbs up? Yo, this is gangster. What happened to thumbs? Get a lot of people up in here, man. Get the thumbs up. Papa, get your boy to at least 100 or something like that. It's a classic Alabama secondary, meaning you never thought Alabama had good secondaries or something like that. What are we talking about here? Because you know that in some of these teams, there would be no Jared Maiden starting. Probably wouldn't start a true freshman like Jordan Battle. Patrick Surtain is, I'm be honest, he's pretty much what I thought he would be. I told y'all to not hype this kid up like that. From what I saw from him on the prep trail, y'all saw when I did the thing when he was coming into college, I thought he was a little suspect. I thought it may take him a little bit more time to get acclimated than what he is. I don't think he's some kind of lights out shutdown corner by any stretch of the imagination. And Trayvon Diggs, man, he's had a history of being, you know what I'm saying? He did good to start last year before he got injured, but then the competition was suspect when he was doing pretty good. The Ole Miss game and all that, these guys, you know what I'm saying, can't compete in that fashion on a snap by snap basis like LSU can. It's not like LSU hasn't given up 2 cheap touchdowns, Murph. You call them cheap touchdowns? Bro, we need Minka and Bojack. Dang. Your man's not, Minka Fitzpatrick is not walking through that door. Fred said he remembered that video on Surtain. Yeah, hopefully you people will see. Most of you people are brand new, right? I got people who've been rocking with me for the year and a half that I've been doing stuff like this, and they remember that Patrick Surtain video where I said, like, I don't think of him as to be like that. Him or Tyson Campbell. I was like, I don't know about this. Like the video. Let's get it to 100. 0 to 100 real fast. Define a cheap touchdown, said Jay Stevens. When Jay Duvall's in the house. Bama relies on yard after the catch. It's been taken away. That's a great point there, Nakia. LSU corners looking like Bama's back in the day. James Wade, we coming. We coming. So I was thinking about that. I had jokes ready for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, if they get blown out, I'm like, he was ambiguous with the we coming thing. We don't know exactly what he meant by that. We coming could have meant all kinds of stuff. LSU pass rush is the most surprising part of this game. I don't consider it a pass rush. I consider it a pressure package. They're blitzing. They're not getting organic pressure. What is good is these guys are not understanding on these late sends. They're letting people go free. Marcel Brooks running free. Jacoby Stevens coming on the blitz. It's not Kaylavon Chasen lining up like Anthony Jennings beating up on Sadiq Charles or Anthony Jennings beating up on Austin Turnstile Deckless. To me, that's a pass rush. This is fabricated pressure. So they're not able to react to the fabricated pressure. Ohio State best team hands down. How, Sway? Best team hands down because they beating up on Maryland and team. Don't do that hands down shit. Don't do it on my channel. You do it any other. Don't do it on my channel. They hands down. They beat the biggest winners, Wisconsin. How is it hands down? They could be very well the best team, but don't do the hands down shit. Like that doesn't make you a good fan. Like what the fuck are you talking about? Hands down? The fuck out of here, man. Me being the best hands down, I can rock with that. But I'm saying in the sports world, you can't say that. Come on, man. I just showed you that competition matters. They're beating up on Maryland. Maryland got beat 52-10 by Minnesota. Like, what we talking about here? Caleb got man. They timed you out, Caleb. What'd you do? That's how y'all talking about Caleb. You got to see him. Y'all got to see Caleb on the site. You know he's a member of the Patreon, right? Byron Lewis said he's a clown, hands down. Who's that guy that said that? He must be new. He had to be new here. Hands down. Now, if you said that you think that they're a little bit better team than LSU or whomever, Georgia or whomever you say, then I can understand that. But hands down, that means it's not even close. You're going to tell me that Ohio State can line up and just completely eradicate whatever like LSU is doing right now? Right? Like, I'm confused. Clean Boston Talk says, I take my slip. I was wrong. Not yet, Clean Boston Talk. I can't let you take a slip at halftime. That would be beyond myself, bro. I can't let you do it. You got to take your pink slip after the game. Pedro Brady. What the hell does that mean? Matchups are key, says Adam Christmas. B. Wyman says, don't jinx us, man. Only the first half. Second half about to start. I'll catch you after the game. All right. Where are all those Bama fans that were talking heavy shit? I don't know. Was this Apollo dudes the one that said that they was? And now he says y'all are smoking? What we talking about here? PJ Fleck is a great coach. Next, Jim Tressel. I'm gonna be honest with you. I almost had a tear in my eye when I was watching the game and they said that was a tribute to Jim Tressel. I never even thought about that. I love Jim Tressel. I love Jim Tressel back in the day, man. I still wish he was coaching. I wish he would take him and the guy at Youngstown State, Bo Pelini or whatever. I wish they could come back and run a program like Florida State together or whatever like that. But obviously he had that transgression. It may not be in the cards for him to be in big time football anymore. But man, him being like Jim Tressel, that shit is hot. Abdul says, as a Michigan fan, I see it. Miss Super Chat from Big Dog. Oh, I'm sorry. Big Dog, where you at? Man, where is that? I don't see it. I'm sorry, Big Dog. What did it say? I think I did see it. I think he said something like support or something like that. Support, Big Dog. Appreciate it. Did you hear about Deion being in the coaching carousel for FSU? I did hear about that. All right, y'all. The game's about to start. I'm gonna catch you guys after the chat, right? I'm sorry, UGA fans. This is a big game right here, so I gotta serve the people. Pause. All right, thank y'all. Appreciate it.